can maneuver the way I want to. I hate y'all. I literally hate y'all. I literally hate y'all, bro. I hate y'all with a passion because y'all are so dumb. So y'all want me to live my life under the bed. Oh, my, too fat. Hold on, that's too fat. Hold on, that's too bad. Y'all want me to live, if you have social anxiety, that means live under the bed. We better not catch this bitch doing that.
So that video of Summer Walker saying she hate her fans stems from her fans saying that, why are you doing this, why are you doing that during Mardi Gras, but for the meet and greet you didn't want to really show that you really wanted to be here. Now her excuse is social anxiety. Mind you, social anxiety is a real thing. We can admit that. She even includes that she doesn't really hug her parents like that. She gives them side hugs. She even like canceled a bunch of tours and shows and stuff like that back in 2019 because of her social anxiety. But then she go live in that video and claims that she hate her fans because she basically feel like they just want her to die under a rock or under her bed because they expect for her to not have a life. And then for the meet and greet, it looked like she was really just waiting for the time to end. Like, she just looked at really like agitated and just really wanted to go home. That's the energy that it was given. Like, even in the video that she did when the girl was doing this or whatever, and she kind of was like half-assing that shit or whatever the case may be. But this is the same woman who texts her friends' mans behind their back to then insinuate that she don't mind being a side piece and that you can save her in the phone as Pizza Hut. But all this social anxiety you got, but you got the courage to go against your friends and go behind their back and talk to their mans and basically state that you don't mind being a side piece. But when it comes to your fans and it comes to the people who brought you up, you feel me? Because at the end of the day, when you are a celebrity, your fans are the one that brought you up. So it's only right to show human decency to them. Now, I'm not saying that you got to be all bubbly and stuff like that every time you get amongst people, but I mean, a first impression is everything. And if you or your team is putting you into situations where you have to do meet and greets or performances and things of that nature, if you don't want to do that, don't do that. If you're not a people person, don't be amongst people. But then again, as a celebrity, that's what comes with the lifestyle. You can't pick and choose when you decide this is this and that at the end of the day. Because it comes to a point that if you have this social anxiety, and mind you, I can relate to that because I do have that as well sometimes, but I don't feed into the energy. I'm the type of person where if I'm having a nervous breakdown or I might not be feeling too good or I really don't want to talk to people, I still treat them with respect. I'm not always bubbly and shiny and smiling, but I always treat people with the utmost respect, or I would at least not show up to something that I know people are going to be there. And I don't want the first impression to somebody to see me literally just being stink face or just looking odd. You feel me? I just feel like if you got the guts to go text somebody, man, behind your friend or anybody back, you should have the guts to smile and wave at your fans. You shouldn't be sitting there all timid. If you that type of person, in your songs, you talk about it like you bout it, and then you talk about stealing people's man. So I mean, that type of energy should be applied to your fans too, in a way of getting out of that timid energy and speaking up and talking to your fans, the people who are paying a lot of money to come see you. Your whole career rides off the back of your fans, and that's for every celebrity, because you wouldn't have really got to the most up, spectrum of the celebrity list if your fans haven't been there for you, haven't showed up for you. They have shown up for you to be able to get that spotlight. So why not at least show a little decency in return? You can't just autopilot through it and then just expect for it to get love back. You can't just expect for nobody to say nothing about the situation or to spread their opinions, because everybody is human and they have an opinion. Especially if they came from far places to travel to come see you. They paid a lot of money to put in your pockets, you feel me, to have a great experience. You're a celebrity, so you're held at a standard. You feel what I'm saying? If you see Rihanna go somewhere, or maybe back in a couple years ago, if people were going to come see Rihanna or anybody or celebrity that you know of, do you see them acting like that? Not to say that social anxiety shouldn't be looked at or valued. It's definitely looked at and valued. But I mean, if you talk about stealing people's man and all this energy that you have on taking somebody else's man, especially if that was once your friend, then people just expect for you to have a that same type of energy when you meet them, in a way of just kind of at least, waving at them, at least give a smile back or something. Don't make it look forced. I mean, if it is forced by your label, whatever you're signed to, maybe you're forced to actually have to go there. Maybe you have to do it. There's no buts or ifs. But if it's a forced thing and you have to do it, then you're just gonna have to put on your poker face. You're gonna have to at least show something, because when it comes to a point when your fans don't want to mess with you anymore and they stop paying for stuff because they feel like they're going to get bad experiences, when people of higher ranks start to look at others, look at how other people are kind of viewing you, and they're seeing how you are doing when you are going to these performances or meet and greets. If a higher up person is looking at you, they're not going to want to invite you certain places because of how your fans are viewing you and how you might not make the experience a good experience. Anxiety is not a switch, you feel me? It's a real thing. But don't use that when it's convenient for you. Or don't say that when you go to different spectrums of places amongst the world and you show a different energy to other places. Other fans might feel a type of way, especially if they're going out to come see you. And it's not that you can't have a bad day or you can't be to yourself. But like I said, if you forced to go to these shows or do these things, if your team is pushing it for you to do because it's a good look for you, then make it the best one. Make your fans have a good time. Instead, she goes on live, and literally insinuates she hates her fans. What celebrity of high ranking do you know would say that? That literally puts you in a shipping boat of down the drain. You don't want to say that out loud. You feel what I'm saying? Like, that just don't. Do you get what I'm saying? Anybody a hug or nothing in that case. If you don't want to be touched, you don't have to be touched. But what you do owe is decency, not to make somebody feel less than, make them feel as though they wasted their time. I mean, like I said, first impressions are everything. And the same fans you're saying you hate, they're the ones that's buying the tickets and supporting your music and doing all that different type of stuff. So you're also offending your fans who didn't say anything at all about your social anxiety per se or anything of that nature. You're also offending your fans who actually really do like you and they understand you. But they weren't even the ones that were trolling online. You feel me? So you're offending people that you don't even know you're offending. So the only thing is, people are just stating that during the meet and greet you look dead eyes. You didn't look like you want to be there. You didn't look like you didn't want no parts, no involvement. But for Mardi Gras, you was lit, you was popping, you was turning up. So they're just viewing your ways, you feel me? And you can't say to your fans, don't be in my business. I mean, we're all on social media. Everybody's going to be in your business, especially if you're a celebrity. That's the job that you signed up for. Right. I'm just saying it's a bad publicity move to then go online and say you hate your fans. Angry or not, mad or not, if you feel misunderstood or not, explain yourself, but you don't got to say you hate them.